Hi everyone, it's Gail. I'm here with a tutorial today. One of my subbies asked me, what do you do when you mess up the sewing on lace on the pages? And so she asked me to do a little tutorial to help her out with that. So that's what I'm going to do. And funny enough, as I was sewing this one, sure enough, it ate through the paper here. So, we're all set to talk about this. So, there's a lot of things you can do to fix it. But first of all, I will say we're making junk journals. So if the stitching isn't perfect, it really doesn't matter. My subby that requested this, hi Fernanda, is a quilter. And one of my girlfriends here in town is a quilter too, and she's gotten into junk journaling a little bit from the classes that I teach and stuff. And she really struggles with just being free with it because, quilting is so precise and you have to just be super precise. Whereas junk journaling, I think the freer flowing you are, the better, in my opinion. So there's that. But if there's something that you're unhappy with and want to fix it, I want to give you a few options. So first of all, like I say, I did kind of mess that up right there. So a couple of options. If there's different things you can do if it's at the bottom of the page, if it's at the top of the page, or if it's in the middle of the page. Let's start with middle of the page. So that is looking kind of lumpy and bumpy and not great. So one of the things you can do is run down it with washi tape, and I am just going with the lace. I think that's what I'm going to do on this page. So I'm just going to measure out washi tape about the length of my page. We can cut it off later, and then whenever I use washi tape in my journals, I do go ahead and run the tape along this Uhu glue stick. Washi tape is kind of meant to be impermanent. It's not meant to be there forever. So I think in our journals, when we're wanting things to last forever, it's best to put a little glue on there. So, okay, so I am just going to, I hope you can see this okay. It looks like you can. I am just going to go right down the edge of the page, just covering the stitching. And then give it a good press down. I'm going to even it up a little bit on the edge here. And probably on the other side too, I'm guessing. It needs a little bit. On this side too. And I could trim the lace a little too while I'm at it. Okay, so there was a hole where the stitching was. Problem solved, right? And it looks cute. It looks cute. So let's say you don't want washi tape for whatever reason. You want to do something different. And your sewing's messed up right in the middle of your page. Then another thing you can do is go ahead and take a piece of paper. This is just one of the digitals that I'm working with this kit. And I'm just going to put it on there as a pocket. Now, when I'm sewing, I don't go back and forth because that does cut the paper. I just sew straight down it. So I'm going to go ahead and tie this one off because I hadn't done that. I felt like on one of these, it looks like it was maybe on the other one. If you have not tied it off into a knot, say your thread breaks or something right here, I just put a little Fabri-Tac just right on the corner, and that will hold your threads also, besides, you know, tying them in a knot. Okay, so we're pretending that this is messed up right along here. So I'm just going to take this little piece of paper and we are going to just run that down this side and give that a little fix. My glue is a little goopy this morning. I need to get it fixed up here. But so I'm just going to go right on the edge, and we're going to put on this little pocket, which looks adorable, and then covers up your stitching. So there you go. This edge punch is just a Martha Stewart edge punch that I've punched down that paper before putting it in. The last time I used one of those, I did get a question about it. So, okay, so there's the two fixes that if it's right in the middle somewhere. So let's say that we have one that is down at the bottom of the page. Couple different things you can do about that. So we're going to pretend like this page we've got something happening at the bottom and that we're not happy with it. We're just going to put a little tuck right here. And it's going to cover up the stitching, right? And you can tuck in there. The other thing we could do is we could put like a little corner pocket right here. Now let's say the stitching is messed up at the top. You got it. We can just put an up tuck there. So let's do that. Let's just put these two down. And while we're doing that, I will just also say that if you've got messy stitching that is a straight stitch rather than a zigzag, if it's just a straight stitch down, like this one, I'll show you here in a second. Let me get this stuck down. But yeah, so I'm just going to put that over, and that's going to cover up some of my stitching there. And then on this side, see, I've got a tiny little thread, and that is not going to hold. So if I wasn't going to put a pocket down at the bottom, which I'm going to put this one at the top, all I do is put just a little bit of Fabri-Tac just right in the corner like that, just enough to grab the strings. And then, so if we've got, say we've got a mess up here at the top, we're going to put this one as kind of an up tuck, if you will. Like so. And it's just going to cover up the stitching. And now, again, we've got a couple of cute little pages that, you know, we can embellish this a little or whatever, but you're covering up any stitching mistake you made there. Okay, so what I was getting to before is, for instance, on this one, see how I've done just a straight stitch? Well, if something happens and it messes up, another thing that you can do besides putting something over it to cover it is you can take your machine and just wander as you sew and maybe put 3 lines of stitching here and there. So you're basically taking an accident and making it look like you did it on purpose, and you're just doing some decorative kind of wandering stitches. So those are my ideas for fixing anything that might mess up in your sewing on of lace on the pages. I would really encourage you, though, not to worry too much about it. It's just you know, it's fine. For instance, look at this. This, the thread got caught down in some of these other stitches. You know, it's okay. I can leave it like that. I can put something over it if I want to, but I can also leave it. So I hope that helps. And Fernanda, let me know if that was kind of what you were looking for. And I will just see you all in the next video. Thanks so much, everyone. Bye-bye.